Your journey ends not with a grand arrival, but with a slow, muddy walk. The path is a deep cut in the earth, a communication trench, twisting through wet soil and wooden boards. The air is heavy with damp earth and old smoke. You leave the world you knew behind, entering a place where normal rules do not apply, a city built for war. You carry your rifle, a heavy pack, and the nervous energy of the unknown. Around you, new faces are wide-eyed, veterans move with tired motions, the sounds of the front line grow louder, sharp cracks, distant thunder, the ground shivering beneath your feet. You walk into a world defined by its sounds, industry and destruction. Finally, you arrive at the fire trench, the front line. It is narrow and crowded, men huddled on fire steps. The walls are dirt, sandbags, and rotting wood. You are assigned a small section, your new world. Across no man's land somewhere in the dark is the enemy, but your first enemy is the trench itself. It is a place that will test everything you are. The first great threat is not a soldier you can see, it comes from the sky. Artillery is the king of this battlefield, a danger both random and constant. The day is punctuated by distant booms, then the high-pitched whistle of incoming shells. There is nothing you can do but press against the trench wall and hope. The explosion is pure violence, shaking the ground and tearing craters in the earth. Shrapnel flies in every direction, cutting through men and mud alike. No place is truly safe. Death can fall from the sky at any moment. This constant threat wears down even the strongest nerves. Soldiers develop shell shock, jumpy, sleepless, hands shaking. The sound of shells becomes the soundtrack to your life. Survival is often a matter of luck, not skill or courage. The war is not a fair fight. It is an industrial process. Shells are made in distant factories, fired by men you never see. You are simply in the place where they land. The lesson is clear. Artillery teaches you the meaning of helplessness. If artillery is the king, the machine gun is the queen of the battlefield. It guards no man's land with a rapid, hammering chatter, hundreds of bullets every minute. Every soldier fears its sound, especially when ordered to attack. Bravery is not enough. The machine gun cuts down lines of men without mercy. When the whistle blows, you climb out of the trench and run into its line of fire. The gun is hidden in concrete, sweeping the ground like a scythe. It does not distinguish between the brave and the fearful. It simply kills. Even a curious glance over the trench can be fatal. Snipers and machine gunners are always watching. The sky above the trench wall is a deadly, forbidden zone. The machine gun turns men into targets, the battlefield into a factory of death. For the advancing soldier, it is complete helplessness, running toward a storm of metal, hoping for luck. The gunner sees only falling shapes, not faces. This is not a duel, it is industrial slaughter. The machine gun is the cold, impersonal face of modern war. Another threat drifts silently on the wind, poison gas. The first sign is a strange smell, then a creeping cloud of yellow-green mist. Alarms sound. Panic is your enemy. You have seconds to put on your gas mask, a clumsy, suffocating thing. Breathing is hard, vision fogged, but to take it off is death. The gas burns lungs, eyes, and skin, filling lungs with fluid and causing slow, agonizing death. It sinks into trenches and dugouts, lingering for hours, contaminating the very ground. Even after the cloud passes, danger remains in the mud. The battlefield itself becomes toxic. Gas is an invisible enemy you cannot fight with a rifle. It creates a new terror, the fear of a slow, suffocating end. The memory of gas attacks haunts survivors for life. It is a weapon that attacks the air you breathe and the ground you walk on. Poison gas marks a new level of cruelty in war. Before enemy weapons, you battle the trench itself. Trenches are filled with water and mud. sometimes ankle deep, sometimes waist high. Constant wet leads to trench foot, numbness, swelling, and if untreated, rot and amputation. Filth is everywhere. No sanitation, human waste, leftover food, and the dead. Disease thrives. Lice bite constantly, causing sores and spreading trench fever. Rats are enormous, feasting on rations and bodies, scurrying over you as you try to sleep. Killing rats is a grim pastime, but they always return. Food is monotonous and often spoiled. Water is scarce and tastes of metal. Poor diet, wet, cold, and stress weaken your body's defenses. The trench attacks your health from every angle. Survival is a daily struggle against filth and disease. The environment is as deadly as the enemy. The war is fought not just in mud, but in your mind. Psychological pressure is relentless. Sudden death is always possible. The constant noise, shells, snipers, machine guns, wears down your nerves. You live in a state of high alert, never able to relax or feel safe. Sleep is rare and always interrupted by watch duty, repairs, or sudden attacks. Exhaustion makes fear harder to control. Fear is physical. Pounding heart, cold sweat, waiting for the whistle. You see injuries, hear screams, and know it could be you next. Some men break under the strain. Their minds cannot take more. Powerlessness makes it worse. You are a tiny part of a huge machine. Orders and random chance decide your fate. Surviving the trench is about enduring a reality almost unbearable. The greatest battle is for your own mind. Endurance is as vital as any weapon. Maybe you arrived with skills from the natural world, hunter, farmer, survivor. But the trench teaches a harsh lesson. This is not nature. Tracking and woodcraft are useless against distant artillery and hidden machine guns. Camouflage is no match for aerial observation. Your strength helps dig and carry, but cannot stop shrapnel or gas. The threats are industrial, explosives, chemicals, bullets. You are flesh and bone against steel and chemistry. The soldier is a pre-industrial man trapped in a modern conflict. Courage and skill are qualities from another age. The war is a machine that consumes men. Survival is about luck, your gas mask working, your trench holding. Old skills cannot save you here. You are part of the machine's process. The tragedy is the loss of meaning for the individual. The first day in the trench reveals a terrible truth. Survival skills are almost useless here. The war is a system of firepower and attrition, not individual heroism. The battlefield is a factory floor. Soldiers are raw materials. The impersonal, mechanical killing strips away any romance of war. Yet men endured. Weeks, months, even years. They coped through comradeship, humor, and small routines. They did not just survive, they endured. The trenches warn us of the cost of industrialized warfare. They show the limits of individual survival against overwhelming systems, but they also reveal the resilience of the human spirit. The soldier teaches us about fragility and strength in the face of the machine. Even in the darkest mud, hope and endurance remain.